Hello and welcome to episode 46 of the Preferred Experience podcast. Today's episode is called Resistance is Real. I'll be your host, Chris LeSueur, as I share this idea with you. And for me, I'm going to start out with a definition of resistance. Resistance is the refusal to accept or comply with something, the attempt to prevent something by action or argument. And one of the biggest things I've learned this year in 2020 is that the biggest way that I've dealt with resistance has been with me. It's me that stops myself from doing the things that I want to do, the goals that I have in my mind that I want to accomplish. And some examples of resistance. Resistance comes in many different ways, and I can tell you I've actually felt the resistance today just as I've been preparing for this podcast. My family is home today, and they went to the zoo. Tirsa went to the zoo with the kids to give me a little space to work on this, and I normally don't have as much time as I had. And took it kind of easy this morning, slept in, just kind of got off my normal routine of doing things and had all this extra time to get this together. And I'm getting close to when they're going to be home. And they could come home while I'm finishing or recording this podcast, which is okay if they do. But I found that a lot of times, if we don't have a set plan on how we're going to do something, then it doesn't really work out as good as it could. So I've learned that a lot this last year and continue to learn it and hope to continue to grow and get better from the things I learn each day. And so for me, some of the resistance I've had today is really it can be anything that stops you from getting something done. So for me, it can be it could be an email, it could be housework, it could be dealing with an interruption from a kid or a phone call from work, a text, a family member calling you. And it doesn't mean that any of these things are bad. They're still good things. There's things we want to deal with and be able to do, but they're just things that will throw us off our game. And I found that if we really time block the time to get something done, it works out so much better. And so some of the things that I dealt with this morning, had a phone call from work, had a phone call from a customer, and again, things I needed to deal with. And again, my own fault that I didn't get this done earlier in the day. I then noticed my pool was a little dirty, so I swept my pool. I then went to go do the dishes, realized for some reason our dishwasher wasn't working today. So I started working on the dishwasher. Luckily, it was just a filter that was clogged and it's working great now. So save that. Again, good things. I'm grateful I didn't have to buy a new dishwasher this morning. But again, it's resistance. It stops us. It happens to all of us. And it's going to continue to happen to us. But we can have a better way in how we deal with it. I heard something from a guy that I really enjoy listening to on a podcast this morning, Rick Alexander, and he said the cost of success is the struggle. And I have had just little struggles today, but I'm going to get this podcast done, and I'm hoping that you'll learn something from it that will help you to have a better plan when you go to do something that you want to accomplish each day. It could be something like a workout. It could be something like finishing something for work. It could be getting something done for your family. There's so many different things. For me, whenever I'm getting close to the finish line, it seems like more resistance comes. And what I've found that as we get closer to accomplishing a goal, there will be all sorts of things that stand in the way of accomplishing a goal we want to accomplish. I think the universe wants to know if we really want to accomplish that task. So I believe that resistance comes in so many different ways, and it stops us from completing the things we want to do. This could be sticking. Some of the ways that we can stay strong at the finish line could be sticking to our plan to get a workout in each day, or something we want to do with our family before the year is up. There's so many different things that we may want to finish up before the year gets done. And we might, we have to come up with a plan on how we're going to fight with it, how we're going to fight against the resistance. So how do we fight against the resistance? Set a time you're going to do something, and do not let anything get in the way. For me, the only way this will for sure happen is if I do the most important things I want to do or accomplish first thing in the morning. If I don't do them first thing in the morning, there's a good chance there's going to be so many different things that get in the way. Again, that resistance that stops us. So for me, important part for me, and I've shared this before, and this isn't all about me, but I'm hoping that it will help you. But for me, if I want to get a workout done, it has to be first thing in the morning. And for you, it might be, if you want to get a workout done, it can't be done in the morning. And that's okay. There's not a right or a wrong way to do it, but it's important that we set a plan and we stick to it. So if you're somebody that is going to work out in the afternoon, I have never really figured out how to do that with my work schedule and my family schedule. But for you, that you go and do that right after work. And I found that the people that are doing that, a lot of times they will come straight from work. They'll have a bag in their car and they'll go straight to the gym, and they'll get it done. For some people, it might be coming to the gym after their kids get situated, and you might help them with homework, or you need a break, but at a certain time you're going to do that. And that's the biggest thing I've found, is just having a plan and taking action. So, some ways we can take action is get moving, write it down, make it happen, stick to the plan, and get it done. And some final thoughts that I want to share with you. My dad has had, he's a stage 4 cancer survivor, and I may have mentioned him in one of these podcasts before, but he is serious about winning the battle against cancer, and he's done an awesome job of doing it. He's worked really hard on his nutrition and getting that right, and then his exercise. And one of the ways that he exercises, and he's still working on different ways, but one of the things that is a non-negotiable for him is getting a walk in. And he'll walk 6 miles a day. And I've been really impressed with him as he's been doing that. He's been doing this for, I don't even know the exact amount of time, but the big thing that really stood out to me is this last summer, when it was, we know how hot it is in Arizona. It's crazy hot, 110 plus degrees. And he owns our family business, We're a car company, and he loves buying cars. So that's his big contribution to the business, among many other things that come with being a business owner. And so to buy cars for the car business, he'll buy cars, we'll buy cars. He's the main buyer, so he'll buy cars all over the United States, which means he's buying stuff on the East Coast sometimes, the West Coast, and his auctions will start as early as 5, 6 in the morning. So he's getting up early to get that done. So he's somebody that isn't able to go get his workout done first thing in the morning. But this summer, he had a goal to walk 6 miles a day, and he has a treadmill. He could do it inside, but he also read that getting vitamin D is super important. So he would go on these walks at like noon, 1 o'clock in the very heat of the day. People would tell him he was crazy. That was his resistance. They'd say, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get something bad's going to happen when you're going out there in the heat. But he knew he could do it, and he planned for it. He brought lots of hydration, lots of water, and he went out on these walks every day. He loved being out. He loves being outside. He goes to the Veterans Oasis Park near his house, and always tells me the cool adventures he has as he walks around this park. He'll see coyotes and horses and all kinds of different things, and he loves doing that. So that, that's something that he feels has really helped him to fight off the cancer. So, but he didn't do it without resistance. He had the resistance of the heat. He had the resistance of my mom, who I love. She cares for him, and she was telling him, "Oh, don't go do that." But he did it anyway, and he made it happen. So we're gonna have people that want to stop us from doing things in life. We're gonna have little things that we will stop ourselves from doing, from the little tasks that come up, like I had today. But we have to be a professional. And one of my favorite books that I'm reading, I don't know how many times I've read through this book. I really like it. It's called The War of Art. It's by Stephen Pressfield. He says, a professional accepts no excuses. And I'm going to read you a couple paragraphs out of this book. So it says, the professional has learned better. He respects resistance. He knows if he caves in today, no matter how plausible the pretext, he'll be twice as likely to cave in tomorrow. The professional knows that resistance is like a telemarketer. If you so much as say, hello, you're finished. The pro doesn't even pick up the phone. He stays at work. So that makes me think that a professional has a plan. They know when they're going to get, in our case, get a workout done, or when we're going to do a task for work, when we're going to work on the things we want to be better at in life, when we're going to spend time with kids. The things, we have a plan. We're professionals. Let's put a plan in place and let's make it happen. The things that are important to us are so important. And it helps us to be better for everyone around us. So make a plan and figure out a time that you're going to get that workout in. You're going to get that task done, that time you're going to spend with your family. You know what it is. For you, it's different for each of us. We all have so many different things. And that's one of the other huge things I've learned this year is we have to really dial in what is most important to us. And as we do that and we work towards those things, we become better people for ourselves and for everyone around us. So what I want you to do, your challenge for the week is, what action will you take today to fight the resistance that will come your way? So something's going to come your way today when you go to do something. Are you going to be a professional, or are you going to be an amateur? Are you going to figure out a way to get the job done, or are you going to not get it done? Comment below how you're going to fight that resistance, and I wish you luck with that. I know that you can do it. It just takes a plan. So do get that done and have a great week. And I sure appreciate you listening to this podcast. I started it on January 29th of this year, and I haven't missed a week since. And I can promise you that I've had a lot of resistance along the way. Not every podcast was the best. I felt like an amateur on some of them, and I still have so much to learn. But it's fun working at something. Even if we're not the best at it, it's fun to keep working at it. So I challenge you to do that. And if you enjoyed today's episode, I'd love for you to share it with one of your friends, to subscribe and to write a review. All those things really help us and help me to know how to make it better. And it helps it to get out to other people and hopefully help them with their lives and the things that they're dealing with. And it would also mean a ton to me if you would do that. So thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and fight the resistance. The resistance is real, but you're stronger. Go fight and make it happen. Thanks a lot. We'll see you. Bye.